Hello and welcome to the Intel Brief. Today is Tuesday, 6 January. I'm your host Daniel, and today we're going to talk about Maduro and his wife have both pled not guilty. UK experts warn the world may not have time to prepare for AI safety. And Ukraine did not attack Putin's residence, says Trump. So firstly, the deposed leader of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, has pleaded not guilty to US federal drug trafficking charges during his first appearance in a US court. In the statement, he told the judge that I am innocent, not guilty, and a decent man. He's also said he's the president of his country still. The court read out a summary of charges, including allegations of narco-terrorism conspiracy, and the case stems from charges that the Trump administration cited as their justification for capturing Maduro and bringing him to New York. Maduro said that he had not read the indictment and not been informed of his rights. I did not know of these rights, he said through an interpreter. Your Honor is informing me of them now. The judge said a not guilty plea would be entered on Maduro's behalf and asked again for his plea. Maduro said, I am innocent. I am not guilty of anything that is mentioned here. After Maduro's plea, the judge turned to his wife and asked her to confirm her identity, and she said she is the First Lady of the Republic of Venezuela, Flores said through an interpreter before entering her plea of not guilty. They are due to appear in court in March. So what? This might become an interesting case if they're going to try and use the US legal system to help them, basically. What evidence, not court-based evidence, I guess you would call it. I don't know the technical term as I'm not a lawyer. What evidence the US has, I don't really know. And if they need to, essentially prove his guilt in a court of law to a high standard within the US, it could become reasonably difficult, which could also be a very interesting situation. I'm not too sure what New York judges, where they kind of lean, whether they're pro-Trump or pro-Democrat. But this could become a pretty interesting situation. Imagine the hypothetical scenario if this all happens and then he goes to court and gets found innocent of these charges. That's crazy. It could put Trump in a bit of hot water. But hey, I guess we'll find out in March. That is going to be the most watched court case since old mate Johnny Depp. And next, David Dalpermine, I don't know his last name, sorry, an AI safety expert, warned that AI technology is advancing faster than safety measures can keep up, raising concerns about the future systems outperforming humans in key areas like science and infrastructure. His estimates are that by 2026, that's not good, that's this year, AI could automate an entire day's worth of research, create feedback loop for rapid improvement, and which would complicate regulation, I think it's trying to say. He warns that advanced AI systems are not reliably predictable and companies may accelerate their release due to economic pressure, posing risks to society. The AI Security Institute states that advanced AI capabilities are rapidly improving and that some models completing complex tasks and achieving significant self-replicating success rates. So what? I mean, this is a pretty scary report to put out. I can kind of see what he means. As you can see some programs now that are essentially helping themselves improve through AI. Whether this is going to become a risk to society is a pretty debated point. I'm not 100% sure about it. As it's still not, essentially it's just a prediction engine. So it's not exactly making decisions. It's just predicting what the most likely outcome is, or the most likely next word in most cases. So yeah, I don't know. But he's the expert, so definitely something to take heed of, and hopefully, governments are watching this. However, I don't know, the EU tried to crack down on AI and the US kicked up an absolute stink. I guess everyone's worried that if you don't stay up to date with AI, economically you're going to fall behind, and then catching up will be extremely difficult. And lastly, on Sunday, US President Donald Trump and the US national security officials found that Ukraine did not target the residence of Vladimir Putin, and added that we don't believe that it happened now that we have been able to check. On December 29th, Moscow accused Kiev of launching 91 long-range drones towards the residence used by Vladimir Putin during talks aimed at the US-backed peace framework. Moscow released footage showing downed drones and said Russian air defense had intercepted all 91 drones. Trump initially reacted with considerable concern and anger after discussing the allegation with Putin, while European officials said Moscow claims aimed to undermine talks, and Russia said it would review its negotiating position. So what? I mean, this goes back to something I've talked about heaps. Like, Putin and Russia are not sincere in these peace negotiations. Their goal here is to delay this conflict for as long as they can. And this is just another way of trying to railroad the decisions. Interestingly, they made a video of them handing over what they called evidence of this drone attack happening. So I'm guessing the US examined that and found that it was either not true or fabricated to some degree, which is good. It's good that they actually looked into it and didn't just, take Russia at their word, which is something they've kind of done in the past. But yeah, it just goes to show the levels of deception that Russia and Putin are trying to pull here, and that they're just not to be trusted when it comes to these negotiations. And then it also, like, the flow-on effects is like, this just shows why Ukraine needs security guarantees, because this is the type of shit that they would use to justify a further attack in a year or two once they've reorged their military. It's pretty shit. Well, it's not shit, it's fucking standard at this point, but it's good that the US had pulled them up on it. So yeah. Anyway, that's been the Intel Brief. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you again tomorrow. See you.